The whispers over there is basically, hey, man, he looks like the best quarterback here. He's young, you got to learn the experience part. 5th rounder, so we got to make him earn it. But the truth is, he's the best quarterback. And this is not just words from coaches or scouts over there. This is for some players, and I mean key players that actually going to play this year and put some real production up. You got a 1st-round quarterback in the 5th round. Yeah. That's a blessing. So I think they should take advantage of it. Everybody I'm hearing over here talking to, they saying that look like he's the best quarterback. If he plays well, it should be a no-brainer.
5th-round talent. If he is as good as all the people were suggesting he was going into the draft, 2nd round at worst, bottom of the 2nd round at worst, then when he gets his chance to prove that, I believe he will. And the fact that he was a 5th-round pick could become irrelevant pretty quickly. What am I missing?
Shedeur Sanders has been making headlines for a while now, but his recent performances have done more than just raise eyebrows. They've sparked a full-blown quarterback conversation in Cleveland. The buzz around him has exploded, and word is spreading fast. The Browns might have found their franchise quarterback in the unlikeliest of places, the 5th round of the draft. Now, reports are surfacing that Cleveland is seriously considering starting Shedeur over every other QB on the roster. It's a bold move, but given what he's shown on the field lately, maybe it's not so surprising. Fans are calling it a steal, analysts are calling it a potential game changer, and the league, well, they're officially on notice. And with each passing OTA session, the support for Shedeur Sanders keeps growing louder. More voices, from analysts to former players, are stepping forward, backing him to become one of the best quarterbacks Cleveland has seen in years. ESPN's Harry Douglas even weighed in, pointing out that while veteran Joe Flacco might be capable of running the offense for a full season, Shedeur is clearly the best option to take over when the time comes. Douglas didn't hold back. He said the worst thing the Browns could do is keep Shedeur on the sidelines, especially if he continues to shine in practice in preseason.
I think Joe Flacco, he's going to start the year off, and I agree with Nick. I think at some point it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. Listen, Joe Flacco got drafted with me in 2008. We were at the combine together, y'all. So I don't think he's going to play the entire season for the Cleveland Browns. Now, what you don't want to do if you're the Cleveland Browns as an organization is have a quarterback like Shedeur Sanders go out there and ball out in practice and preseason and do everything necessary from his standpoint to where he should be playing, and if you're Cleveland, you don't play him.
Douglas took it a step further, warning that the Browns could be walking a dangerous line. He suggested that if Shedeur keeps performing like this and still doesn't get the nod, it could start to create a divide in the locker room. Players know when someone's earned their spot, and when that player doesn't see the field, it raises questions. Douglas hinted that Cleveland might be playing with fire by keeping Shedeur on the bench, despite how well he's performing. In his words, the Browns could be putting both their on-field success and the team's overall value at risk by not letting Shedeur take the reins.
Because now you're going to have division in your locker room. Play the best player, and for a player like Shedeur Sanders, control what you can control. That's why it's so important to have a strong father figure in his life like he does have, and a guy that played the game at a high level and also is a coach at Colorado, is that you control what you can control, and then you live with the rest.
Shedeur Sanders has been laser focused, fully dialed in on taking his game to the next level, and it's paying off in a big way. During the latest OTAs, he put on a show, completing 9 of 14 passes with 3 touchdowns and just a single interception in full team drills. Out of all the quarterbacks on the field, Shedeur emerged as the standout performer, clearly separating himself from the pack. This isn't just about raw talent anymore. It's about steady execution, poised decision-making, and the kind of confidence that demands attention. Shedeur's approach on the field was pure brilliance. He displayed remarkable patience in the pocket, reading the defense with calm confidence and sharp precision. Time and time again, he dropped back, scanned through his progressions, and fired off laser-accurate throws that left defenders with no chance. Some of those passes, straight up elite, threading the needle with perfect timing and accuracy. Just take a look at this throw. When Kimberly A was asked about the idea of Shedeur Sanders being buried as the 4th quarterback on the Browns' depth chart, she shut that down immediately. Her response was clear. There's no way you can realistically place him in that position. According to her, anyone thinking Shedeur is buried is simply misreading the situation. She emphasized that it's not just unlikely, it would be completely inaccurate to suggest that he's being overlooked. His talent, his presence, and his performance are far too strong to ignore. Still, not everyone is sold on Shedeur Sanders just yet. A wave of skepticism continues to follow his rise, with critics pointing out that it's still early, just OTAs, and that strong showings in shorts and no pads don't guarantee success under real pressure. Some are even calling him overrated, suggesting the hype is outpacing the resume. Jason McIntyre didn't hold back either. He openly mocked the reaction from those who saw Shedeur's warm-up throws and immediately jumped to crown him the next. Big thing. According to McIntyre, a few impressive moments aren't enough to declare Shedeur the man, and he made sure to let everyone know just how premature he thinks that kind of talk really is.
That we're seeing is so, it's massive. The gulf of what you see people saying about Shedeur Sanders, you would think he's ready to start week 1. I mean, you see former NFL quarterbacks on social media breaking down every pass. Oh my gosh, look at the movement in the pocket. Look at that cannon. This is why Shedeur's the man.
McIntyre didn't stop at questioning the hype. He took it even further by mocking the fact that head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't yet given Shedeur Sanders reps with the first team. He argued that Stefanski had essentially shown Shedeur where he truly belongs, for now, by keeping him on the sidelines or matching him up against what he called amateurs, even going so far as to compare them to part-time FedEx drivers. The tone was harsh, and honestly, the level of criticism bordered on personal, but despite the noise, one thing is becoming clearer with every session: Shedeur Sanders isn't going away. The doubters may be loud, but his talent is louder. If he keeps this up, it's only a matter of time before he forces his way into the starting lineup. Despite the growing support and undeniable flashes of talent, there are still reports surfacing that hint at a possible rift between Shedeur Sanders and the Browns coaching staff. According to some insiders, the decision to keep Shedeur out of the 11-on-11 reps may not just be about depth chart protocol, it might be personal. There's speculation that the staff could be downplaying his role simply because he was a 5th round pick, not a top-tier draft investment.
Maybe we do need to see Shedeur a little more, right? Obviously, the question of him not getting any first-team reps came up. The question of him not having any 11-on-11 reps at some point came up, right? So I think the Browns were doing that because they think it's 5th round pick. We don't care. And I don't think that's a disrespect to Shedeur. I think they literally thought he was bad.
If true, that's a troubling sign, not just for Shedeur, but for a franchise that claims to be all about performance over pedigree. Ignoring what he's doing on the field because of where he was drafted would be a huge misstep, especially when the tape is starting to speak for itself. But on the flip side, there are reports suggesting a very different dynamic at play, where the Browns ownership might actually be applying pressure on the coaching staff to elevate Shedeur Sanders to the first team. According to Colin Cowherd, there's growing buzz that ownership sees the potential both on and off the field, and could be pushing for Shedeur to get the starting nod right from the beginning of the preseason. The excitement, the spotlight, the marketability, Shedeur brings all of it, and ownership knows the value that can have for the franchise. However, Cowherd also pointed out that the coaching staff may be taking a more measured approach. With the Browns scheduled to play a game abroad in London, there's concern about tossing a rookie into such a high-pressure and unpredictable environment too soon. It's a big stage, and for a young quarterback still adjusting to the speed and complexity of the NFL, that kind of debut could be a serious gamble.
Because this is not a great team. So my guess is Joe Flacco wins the starting job. He's the most NFL ready to play. Joe can win you a game or two. And the first 4 weeks, the staff is going to tell him, Shedeur's not ready, Shedeur's not ready. My guess is they go 0-4, maybe they go 1-3. Haslam's going to come down on Sunday, October 5th, and he says, I want Shedeur to play against Minnesota. And the staff's going to say, we're in London. It's rough. Just give us 1 more week. We don't want Shedeur having to go overseas.
The real turning point, as Cowherd suggests, might ultimately come down to veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. If Flacco struggles out of the gate, if the interceptions start piling up or the offense stalls, it could open the door wide for Shedeur Sanders to step in and take over. That kind of opportunity could fast-track his rise and silence the critics once and for all. But if Flacco holds his ground, manages the offense effectively, and avoids major mistakes, Shedeur might have to bide his time just a little longer. It's a classic case of a proven veteran versus a rising star, and sooner or later, something's got to give. Shedeur Sanders is quickly becoming the most talked about name in Cleveland football, and for good reason. His talent, composure, and sharp football IQ are forcing everyone, from fans to analysts to ownership, to pay attention. While skepticism remains, and some within the coaching staff may still be hesitant due to his draft position, the pressure to give him a real shot is building fast. Reports of internal tensions and growing public support make it clear that Shedeur isn't just another rookie. He's a potential franchise changer. Whether Joe Flacco stumbles or not, it's only a matter of time before Sanders gets his moment. And when he does, all signs point to him making the most of it. The Browns may have found a gem in the 5th round, and if they play it right, this could be the start of a new era in Cleveland, one where Shedeur Sanders leads the charge. What do you think, Browns fans? Is it time to hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders? Should the coaching staff trust what they're seeing in OTAs, or wait and let Flacco lead the way a little longer? Do you believe Shedeur's draft position should still matter at this point, or has he already proven he belongs with the starters? And what about the reports of tension? Do you think there's real hesitation behind the scenes, or is it all just part of the process? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear where you stand on the Shedeur Sanders debate.